Life does not repeat itself, and time does not wait for hesitation. Each breath you take is a moment that will never return. Too many people live as if tomorrow is guaranteed, as if discipline can be delayed and purpose can be postponed. Strength is built when you understand the weight of now. This life is not a rehearsal, and comfort is the enemy of growth. What you practice daily becomes who you are. Awareness creates urgency, and urgency creates action. When you realize you have one life and one chance, excuses fall away, focus sharpens, and every step begins to carry meaning and intent. Time is limited, and action is urgent because life moves forward whether you are ready or not. Every moment that passes is gone forever, and no amount of regret can bring it back. Many people live as if time is endless, delaying important decisions, postponing growth, and waiting for the perfect moment that never arrives. Urgency is not panic, it is awareness. It is the clear understanding that now is the only moment you can act in, and later is never guaranteed. When you truly grasp this, procrastination loses its power, and intention turns into movement. Urgency sharpens focus. When you recognize that time is finite, distractions become less attractive. You begin to see clearly what matters and what does not. Trivial concerns fade, and meaningful priorities rise to the surface. Urgency forces honesty about how you spend your days, where your energy goes, and whether your actions align with your values. This clarity is uncomfortable at first, but it is necessary. It strips away illusion and replaces it with responsibility, reminding you that every wasted hour is a choice with consequences. Action becomes essential when urgency is present. Thinking, planning, and preparing have value, but without action, they lead nowhere. Urgency pushes you to apply what you know instead of endlessly collecting information. It moves you from intention to execution. Action taken today, even imperfectly, is more powerful than perfect plans delayed indefinitely. Each step forward creates momentum, and momentum builds confidence. Urgency transforms hesitation into decisiveness, replacing doubt with progress. Understanding limited time also changes how you view fear. Fear often convinces people to wait, to stay small, or to avoid risk. But when you realize that time is running regardless of your fear, avoidance becomes more costly than effort. Urgency reframes fear as a lesser threat than regret. It becomes easier to act when you understand that the pain of inaction accumulates silently, while the pain of effort leads to growth. This shift allows courage to emerge naturally, not as bravado, but as necessity. Urgency encourages responsibility. You stop blaming circumstances, timing, or other people for your lack of progress. There is no time for excuses when the clock is always moving. Responsibility means accepting that your current position is shaped by past choices, and your future will be shaped by what you do next. This realization is empowering rather than discouraging, because it returns control to your hands. When time is limited, responsibility becomes the foundation of freedom. Action taken with urgency does not mean rushing blindly. It means moving deliberately and consistently. Small actions performed daily carry enormous weight over time. Urgency reminds you that consistency matters more than intensity. A single disciplined step taken every day compounds into transformation. Waiting for motivation wastes time. Acting despite resistance builds strength. Urgency replaces emotional dependency with disciplined execution. When time feels abundant, people delay growth. When time feels precious, growth becomes a priority. Urgency changes how you treat your body, your mind, and your skills. You train, learn, and improve not out of vanity, but out of respect for the opportunity to live fully. You understand that neglecting your potential is a form of disrespect to the life you are given. Urgency restores seriousness to your efforts and meaning to your discipline. Living with urgency also deepens presence. You stop sleepwalking through days and start engaging fully with each moment. Conversations become more intentional, work becomes more focused, and effort becomes more sincere. Urgency anchors you in the present, because the present is where action lives. It removes the illusion that fulfillment exists somewhere in the future and places responsibility firmly in today. Time is limited, and that truth cannot be negotiated. Every delay has a cost, and every action has value. Urgency is not about fear of running out, it is about respect for what remains. When you act with urgency, you honor your life by refusing to waste it, by choosing progress over comfort, and by stepping forward while the opportunity to move still exists. Discipline defines your future because the choices you make consistently shape the person you are becoming. Talent, luck, and opportunity may open doors, but without discipline, potential remains unfulfilled. Discipline is the bridge between vision and reality, between ambition and achievement. It is the daily commitment to act in alignment with your goals, even when motivation fades or obstacles appear. Every small, intentional decision compounds over time, forming habits that construct the foundation of your life. Without discipline, even the clearest vision cannot translate into meaningful progress, and dreams remain distant possibilities instead of lived experiences. Discipline begins with self-control. It is the ability to delay short-term gratification in pursuit of long-term goals. Many people sabotage their potential by choosing comfort over growth, pleasure over progress, or distraction over focus. Discipline requires recognizing these moments and consciously choosing actions that move you forward. It is not about perfection, but about consistency. Every choice to persist, to complete a task, or to act with purpose reinforces self-trust and strengthens your capacity to follow through. Habits are the architecture of discipline. Your daily actions, repeated over weeks, months, and years, define who you are more than isolated moments of inspiration. Discipline converts intention into routine, making progress inevitable. Without structured habits, energy is wasted on indecision, procrastination, and inconsistent effort. With disciplined routines, even challenging goals become manageable. Each day becomes an opportunity to reinforce the behaviors that shape success, creating momentum that grows stronger with time. Focus is inseparable from discipline. Life is full of distractions, temptations, and competing priorities. Discipline provides the framework to maintain attention on what truly matters. It allows you to say no to what does not serve your goals and yes to what aligns with your vision. Focused action transforms scattered energy into tangible results, making your efforts more efficient and impactful. Discipline is the invisible force that keeps you on track when enthusiasm wanes and obstacles arise. Resilience is strengthened through disciplined effort. Discipline is not only about performing when motivated, it is about persevering when conditions are difficult. Challenges, setbacks, and failures are inevitable, but disciplined individuals respond with consistency rather than surrender. Each act of persistence builds confidence and endurance, reinforcing the belief that effort, even under pressure, produces results. Discipline ensures that adversity does not derail progress, but instead becomes a tool for refining strategy and strengthening character. Time management is a practical application of discipline. Every day presents the same 24 hours, but how those hours are used determines the trajectory of life. Discipline allows you to allocate time intentionally, prioritize tasks, and avoid wasted energy. Effective time management prevents the accumulation of unfinished goals and missed opportunities. When you treat your schedule as a reflection of priorities rather than convenience, discipline transforms every moment into an investment in your future. Discipline also nurtures self-respect. Following through on commitments, keeping promises to yourself, and honoring your own standards builds integrity. Self-respect reinforces motivation because when you trust yourself to act, hesitation diminishes. Conversely, inconsistent effort erodes confidence and invites doubt. Discipline strengthens your identity by aligning actions with values, demonstrating that you are capable of reliability, accountability, and consistent effort. Long-term achievement is impossible without disciplined repetition. Breakthroughs are rarely sudden. They are the result of sustained effort compounded over time. Discipline ensures that small, consistent steps accumulate into meaningful transformation. It converts vision into measurable progress, turning goals into lived reality. Without discipline, even great potential stagnates. With it, ordinary actions become extraordinary outcomes. Discipline defines your future because it creates a framework for consistent action, focus, resilience, and integrity. It turns intention into habit, effort into momentum, and goals into reality. The life you desire is not delivered by chance but constructed through repeated choices, daily commitment, and unwavering follow-through. Each moment of discipline, no matter how small, builds the trajectory of your future, shaping the person you will become and the life you will live. Comfort delays your potential because growth is uncomfortable by nature. Every meaningful achievement, every skill mastered, and every goal attained requires stepping beyond ease and familiarity. Comfort tempts you with safety, predictability, and minimal effort, but it comes at the cost of unrealized potential. People often remain in routines that feel pleasant because they fear the discomfort of change. They postpone dreams, delay decisions, and settle for less than they are capable of. True progress demands the courage to leave comfort behind, to embrace uncertainty, and to engage fully with challenges that stretch the mind, body, and spirit. Comfort creates stagnation. When life feels easy, there is little incentive to push boundaries or explore untapped capabilities. The mind grows accustomed to predictability and ambition dulls. Habits form around avoidance of effort rather than pursuit of excellence. In comfort, potential is wasted silently, and opportunities slip by unnoticed. Growth requires breaking this inertia, recognizing that discomfort is the signal of expansion and taking deliberate steps into situations that test endurance, adaptability, and resolve. Resistance is natural when leaving comfort. Fear, doubt, and hesitation rise as indicators that growth is near. These feelings are not barriers, but signals that you are approaching new territory. Each time you act despite resistance, your capacity expands. You learn resilience, develop problem-solving skills, and gain confidence in your ability to navigate uncertainty. Discomfort becomes a teacher, providing lessons that comfort could never offer and pushing you closer to the person you are capable of becoming. Challenge fuels growth, and challenge is absent in comfort. Comfort encourages repetition and avoidance, whereas meaningful progress is forged through deliberate effort and engagement with difficulty. Every obstacle faced while pushing beyond ease strengthens mental toughness, sharpens focus, and deepens self-awareness. The more consistently you choose challenge over comfort, the more natural resilience and perseverance become, and the more capable you are of achieving goals that once felt out of reach. Comfort also affects mindset. When you cling to familiar routines, your thinking narrows, creativity diminishes, problem-solving stagnates, and vision becomes limited. Stepping out of comfort requires mental flexibility and openness to failure. Each failure experienced outside comfort is a step toward mastery, a recalibration that builds understanding, adaptability, and skill. Growth flourishes in the tension between capability and challenge, and comfort seeks to dissolve that tension prematurely. Opportunity is often disguised as discomfort. New experiences, learning, and advancement rarely feel easy at first. Opportunities for transformation frequently arrive as situations that demand effort, patience, and courage. Those who remain in comfort may overlook or avoid these moments, mistaking ease for security. Recognizing discomfort as a signal rather than a threat allows you to seize opportunity and convert challenges into pathways for development, accelerating progress beyond what comfort would permit. Consistency and action beyond comfort builds character. Discipline, focus, and perseverance are all reinforced when you push past resistance repeatedly. Each time you choose growth over ease, you strengthen the habits and mental frameworks that create long-term potential. Comfort may feel pleasant in the moment, but the accumulation of avoidance creates stagnation, while repeated action beyond ease compounds into lasting capability and achievement. Self-awareness deepens when you challenge comfort. You learn your limits, discover untapped strengths, and confront weaknesses directly. Comfort encourages ignorance of these truths because it shields you from difficulty. Growth, however, thrives on honest assessment and continual adjustment. The process of moving beyond comfort is a journey of self-discovery, refining your understanding of what you are capable of and what you truly desire. Comfort delays your potential by creating a false sense of safety, masking opportunity, and diminishing urgency. To achieve your highest goals, you must willingly step into discomfort, confront resistance, and embrace the challenges that expand skill, resilience, and confidence. Potential is realized not in ease, but in persistent effort, courageous action, and the deliberate refusal to settle for less than what you are capable of becoming. Daily habits shape your destiny because the small choices repeated over time accumulate into outcomes far greater than any single action. Every habit, whether constructive or destructive, leaves an imprint on your life. Your routines dictate how you spend your energy, how you respond to challenges, and how you grow over time. Success is rarely the result of sudden inspiration. It is the product of consistent, deliberate practice. Each day provides countless opportunities to reinforce habits that support your vision, or alternatively, habits that erode your potential. Destiny is molded not by luck, but by disciplined repetition. Habits create momentum. Positive actions performed consistently require less effort over time because they become automatic, forming the framework for more complex achievements. Conversely, neglect and inconsistency build resistance, making even small tasks feel heavy. When you cultivate empowering habits, each day compounds progress, accelerating personal growth. Habits are not neutral. They are forces that either advance you toward your goals or pull you away from them. Understanding this principle shifts focus from occasional effort to sustained, intentional behavior. Awareness is essential in shaping habits. Many people operate on autopilot, unaware of how daily decisions affect their long-term trajectory. Breaking destructive patterns begins with observing behavior honestly and without judgment. By identifying which habits support growth and which hinder it, you gain clarity about where to invest effort. Awareness allows intentional design of routines, ensuring that energy is aligned with priorities and that each day contributes meaningfully to the life you wish to create. Discipline reinforces habits. Motivation fluctuates, but discipline ensures continuity. Consistent effort solidifies behavior into routine, reducing reliance on fleeting inspiration. Habits embedded through discipline produce long-term results that compound silently, creating a foundation for achievement that is both reliable and sustainable. Discipline transforms intention into action and repeated action into identity, showing that who you are becoming is a direct reflection of what you consistently do. Habits influence mindset and character. The choices you make daily shape your thought patterns, self-perception, and emotional responses. Consistent actions aligned with your values cultivate confidence, resilience, and clarity. Conversely, neglecting responsibility, giving in to distractions, or avoiding challenge erodes self-trust and reinforces limiting beliefs. Each habit either strengthens the mental frameworks that enable growth or reinforces barriers that limit progress, demonstrating the inseparable link between routine and destiny. Environment shapes habits. Your surroundings, social circles, and resources influence what behaviors are easy or difficult to maintain. Positive reinforcement from supportive environments encourages beneficial routines, while toxic or unaligned surroundings foster habits that drain energy and focus. To shape your destiny, it is necessary to cultivate spaces that support the behaviors you wish to reinforce, whether through physical organization, relationship choices, or access to tools and opportunities that facilitate consistent growth. Reflection enhances the impact of habits. Regular evaluation of routines and results ensures that actions remain aligned with evolving goals. Without reflection, habits can become mechanical, sustaining effort without growth. By assessing what works and adjusting what does not, You optimize daily practices, increasing efficiency and effectiveness. Reflection ensures that habits serve the larger vision rather than continuing by inertia, transforming repetition into deliberate progress. Accountability strengthens habit formation. Sharing intentions, tracking progress, or creating systems of reward and consequence increases commitment and follow-through. External accountability complements internal discipline, reinforcing the importance of consistency and making it harder to revert to detrimental behaviors. Accountability ensures that habits are not left to chance or motivation alone, but are maintained through structure and responsibility. Daily habits shape destiny by determining how energy is spent, decisions are made, and growth is achieved. Each choice, repeated consistently, compounds into results that define life trajectory. Through awareness, discipline, environment, reflection, and accountability, habits become tools of empowerment. The life you desire is not the result of random luck, but of consistent, intentional action, proving that your future is built moment by moment, habit by habit, until small, deliberate behaviors become the architecture of lasting achievement and fulfillment. Living with intention, not regret, begins with the recognition that every choice you make carries weight, and every moment is an opportunity to shape your future. Regret emerges when life is lived passively, when actions are postponed, or when courage is replaced by hesitation. Living intentionally requires awareness of your values, clarity of purpose, and the willingness to act decisively even when the path is uncertain. It is the conscious decision to align thoughts, words, and behaviors with what truly matters. Intention transforms life from a series of random events into a meaningful journey shaped by deliberate action. Intentional living demands clarity. Without understanding what is truly important, energy is wasted on distractions, trivial concerns, and obligations that do not serve growth. Clarity creates focus, allowing decisions to be made with precision rather than reaction. It forces prioritization, highlighting which actions contribute to long-term fulfillment and which perpetuate stagnation. When clarity guides daily choices, regret diminishes because life is directed rather than drifted. Each action becomes an expression of purpose rather than an accident of circumstance. Self-awareness is essential to living with intention. Awareness of your emotions, patterns, strengths, and weaknesses allows conscious choice rather than habitual reaction. Many people follow routines dictated by external pressures, past habits, or fleeting desires, only to discover later that those choices do not reflect their true priorities. Intentionality emerges when you pause, observe, and choose actions aligned with core values. Self-awareness transforms the ordinary into deliberate steps toward personal vision and fulfillment. Decision-making is a practice of intention. Each choice, whether large or small, contributes to the narrative of your life. Indecision or avoidance leads to missed opportunities, fostering regret. Living intentionally requires embracing responsibility for outcomes and understanding that even mistakes teach lessons when acted upon consciously. By making decisions aligned with purpose, you create momentum, reinforce self-trust, and build a life guided by design rather than circumstance. Courage is indispensable to intentional living. Fear often convinces people to settle, procrastinate, or avoid challenge, but courage allows action despite uncertainty. Intentionality is not risk-free, but it prioritizes meaningful pursuit over comfort or avoidance. Courageous action transforms vision into reality and ensures that opportunities are seized rather than watched passively pass by. Each act of bravery reinforces confidence and strengthens the habit of living purposefully. Consistency anchors intention. A single deliberate action is powerful, but consistent application compounds into transformation. Daily practices aligned with values, priorities, and goals embed intention into identity. Habits become the framework through which intention manifests, ensuring that life is shaped steadily rather than sporadically. Discipline turns conscious effort into automatic alignment, minimizing the gap between desire and execution. Reflection is a tool to maintain alignment and prevent drift into regret. Regular assessment of actions, outcomes, and patterns ensures that life remains intentional. Reflection clarifies what works, identifies what needs adjustment, and reinforces awareness of progress. It allows you to course correct when distractions or impulses threaten to pull energy away from meaningful pursuits. Intentional reflection keeps momentum focused on what truly matters. Intentional living also involves valuing time and energy. Recognizing that both are finite creates urgency to act in alignment with priorities. It encourages saying no to what does not serve growth and yes to opportunities that enhance purpose. Energy invested wisely accelerates progress and reduces the accumulation of regret, ensuring that effort produces tangible fulfillment. Living with intention, not regret, transforms perception of life itself. Moments become opportunities, challenges become lessons, and decisions become expressions of purpose. By cultivating clarity, self-awareness, courage, consistency, reflection, and careful stewardship of time and energy, every day becomes a building block of a life fully realized. Intentionality turns potential into achievement, action into progress, and choices into the enduring architecture of a life lived deliberately, leaving regret behind as a guide rather than a burden.